my new BYD Atto 3 here in Christchurch. So today I'm going to do a trip from Christchurch in New Zealand, about 358 kilometres down to Dunedin. So I'm going to test what the highway driving's like and charging. So I'm at 100%, says I should have 480 kilometres, but of course I'll be a lot lower than that on the road. I'm going to use Better Route Planner. That's a route for Christchurch to Dunedin, and I've set the battery level at 100% and the consumption at 190 watts per kilometre, which seems to be about what this car might do on the highway. It'll be good to find out what I can set it to. So we'll do this. I should stop at Palmerston, but when I get to Oamaru I'll have a look and see how things are going. Right, we'll get this trip under the way. Cruise control on now, doing 100 kilometres, which is the speed limit in New Zealand. Seems alright. The lane keeping's a bit awkward at the moment, but the Chinese engineers are in New Zealand at the moment and they are going to tweak it for our roads, so hopefully it'll be less sensitive in the next update. Under cruise control, when there's a traffic jam, it came to a stop quite good, so no problems there. The car's pretty quiet at 100 kilometres an hour. We have quite rough tar seal roads in New Zealand, so they can be quite noisy, but actually not too bad. And we use the Batman tyres here, and actually I think they're pretty good.
The West Indian batsmen were really settling in, and they were tonking up a huge score of 3.
So Route Planner says I should be on about 78% battery, yet I'm at 85, so I'm doing better than Route Planner. I'm doing about 16 to 17 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometres, so that's pretty good. We'll see how we go later. So this is the main highway in the South Island. You can see how narrow it is, and it can be very busy between here and Ashburton. And cruise control is actually doing a pretty good job keeping me in the middle of the lane and correct speed. And it definitely slows down when there's slow traffic, so that's good. We'll see how it goes. Now arrived in the town of Ashburton, which is actually where I was born many years ago. We've arrived with 22% battery used for 80 kilometres, so I think we're on target for around 350 for the battery. We'll see how it goes. It's now a bit foggy, but the cruise control is still working good, so hopefully the cameras still work alright when it's foggy, so that's good to know. Waitaki River. Got a bit of water in it at the moment. So I arrived in Oamaru, about 34% battery left. I think I'll stop here to charge because I need to go to the bathroom anyway. And it's a bit suspect about the Palmerston charger might not be working. And that's the problem of a lot of these towns, only got one charger. So I'll play safe, charge here, probably to 80%. We've done 240 kilometres, so not bad. So we've arrived at Oamaru charging place and we've got 33% battery left and we've done 240 kilometres, so not too bad. So we'll see how we go at charging. So I was preparing to charge, just communicating if it works. Yep, it's charging. It's good to see, already up 1%. It's a 50 kilowatt charger and I'm getting 47.2 kilowatts. According to this, it'll take 53 minutes to get to 100, but I'll of course stop about 80. Right, time for a toilet stop. Some lovely stone buildings in Oamaru. That's the steampunk headquarters in the distance. So I've been going 48 minutes, just got back to the car. We're at 90%, slowed down to 36 kilowatts. So we'll stop there and we'll carry on to Dunedin. 90% battery. I went from 33% to 90 and that cost me just over $21. So it's pretty good. I like this car, it's going really well. Even in eco mode, when you want to overtake a big truck and trailer, you get up to speed real quick, which is excellent. And we're meeting the ocean. It's a lovely day out there. Humming sound is the pedestrian warning. Don't really notice it that badly. Loving these windy bits. Good regen on cruise control. Just got to keep your hands on the wheel because occasionally on the corners you have to correct it. Lovely day down here. Got some big hills coming up shortly, so this will be a good test. Still got 100 on the cruise control, so we'll see how it goes up the hill. Still staying on 100. At the moment it's 172 watts per kilometre on the consumption. It's normally been sitting between 15 and 16. Passing something like a truck, it slows down in the lane, so you just got to accelerate a bit occasionally. 17.7 now on the watts per kilometre, so that's not too bad going up a hill. And shortly we'll find out what it goes regen on the way down. About 19 watts per kilometre coming up the hill in the end, so shortly we'll get some regening. that's good. But I presume if you're not on cruise control, you would. Coming to Dunedin. No worries. This is an eco mode and I'm having no problems. Arrived in Dunedin on a lovely day.
300 meters, keep right at the fork. Keep right at the fork.
Arrived at the charging station Dunedin Central, and I've added both lots of percentages together. I could have arrived in Dunedin with 2% left of this game, but I don't think I would have been too game till I get to know the car, but that's pretty good going. Consumption rate seems to be about 16 all up. So that's pretty good. These roadside charges are a little bit more awkward. You've got to reach this side unless you park on the wrong side of the road. It took me about 3 attempts to get it to work properly because I think it's just getting it to connect. But it did alright. Got to 80% before I even got back from my food. It seems like they only go to 80. So, we're going to eat and carry on home now. Arrived at Arari, which is a very, very, very small town with 11% left. And I got a 175 kilowatt charger here, which is really good, so I'll give this one a try. So we're at 16% at 87.4 kilowatts. After maybe about 2 minutes. Now doing 88.3 kilowatts. Got 26% already. Was 81, now it's back to 63 kilowatts, but it was for about a few minutes, even down to 51 kilowatts. So it must be any energy management on the battery. So 81%, I'm still getting 58.8 kilowatts. It hasn't moved since about 50. About 45 to 50, it did slow right down to about 51 and then it sped up again. So any minute now I'll probably stop charging because I presume it will start to slow down shortly. 85 and it suddenly dropped to 38.7. So that's where I'll stop charging.